Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Really wanted to get a video up much sooner than this after this Wednesday's premiere, Big Brother, but unfortunately I had to have some dental work done this week, which wasn't fun at all and sent me back a little bit. So of course I just want to talk about Wednesday's premiere of Big Brother Season 22 All-Stars, and in this video I'm not really going to get into any true spoilers from the feeds. In future videos I will be talking more about things that have happened in between the CBS episodes, things we see on the feeds. But this time I really just want to focus on that season 22 premiere that happened on Wednesday. The cast, of course, I think a lot of it turned out to be true, what we expected from what people were talking about on the internet and what we talked about in previous videos. Probably, in my opinion, two of the biggest surprises were David Alexander, who of course left first last season, and then also Kevin Campbell, who was on season 11 originally. Those are probably my two biggest surprises that we didn't hear a whole lot about before the season started. Of course, we have two previous winners, which would be Nicole Franzel and Ian Terry. So those are our two previous winners. I thought maybe there'd be more. I was a little surprised to only have two previous winners. And then we do, of course, have a lot of former runner-ups, which would be Danny, Cody, Tyler, and Memphis. So, and of course, two of those players were runner-ups to two of the greatest of all time players. So, of course, Memphis was runner-up to Dan, and Cody was runner-up to Derek. So some interesting casting there with the mix of winners and runner-ups, and then people who didn't place first or second. So two people already played on an all-star season before, which was of course season 7, and that would be Janelle and Kaser. And then, believe it or not, this is Janelle's 4th time playing, which is pretty crazy. And then, of course, this season saw players entering in groups of 4. We had 2 groups of 4 women and 2 groups of 4 men. And of course, they had competitions to see who would play the HoH competition. I think in the interest of time, they couldn't have everyone, of course, playing the HoH competition, so they had a competition to see who was in the HoH competition, and they had informed the groups of 4 players. And of course, Cody then wound up winning the HoH competition. Some people on the internet, there's been some discussion about how it wasn't completely fair, the HoH competition, because after Memphis went, some of the pegs that they had to walk on were moving, and Cody could see some of the pegs that were moving, so he knew where to step and where not to step. And when I watched it back, I only saw one that was really, really moving. There might have been more that were just slightly moving, so I'm not sure if that really helped Cody a lot or not. Of course, Cody's probably great at competitions. He's one of the younger players, and he's very physically fit, so I think no matter what, he's always going to be a tough one to beat in physical competitions. I'm not sure how much of an advantage Cody had, but maybe a slight advantage, but his time was still way better than everyone else, so I think he may have won anyway. Of course, not really happy with other people are also talking about this online, about how they chose the have-not players from people who got into the HoH competition. I think it wasn't really fair to choose people who made it into the HoH competition. I think they should have just chosen the have-nots from people who didn't make it to the end competition, which would have made more sense. But of course they didn't. So we had Christmas. They all picked envelopes. Christmas won $5,000, and I'm fine if that puts a little bit of a target on her back, because although I'm a big fan of Christmas the holiday, not so much a fan of Christmas the players, so it's fine. And then the have-nots will be Nicole, Anthony, Kevin, Memphis, and Ian. Of course, it was kind of funny when they couldn't get into the have-not room, so that was a little glitch from live TV. You never know what's going to happen when TV's live. And then Julie did mention that there's going to be new rooms revealed throughout this game, and the first twist and/or room will be the safety suite. So they'll each be given a VIP pass to the safety suite, and we're going to hear more about that on Sunday's show. So that should be interesting, and then more rooms should be opening up. More rooms should be opening up throughout the season, it sounds like. So anyway, I just wanted to say some random thoughts. I think it was funny and interesting and weird in this COVID time to see people hugging. So it was funny that they were all hugging, and they probably haven't hugged in a while. So it was kind of funny to see that. And of course, everyone's best friends on the first episode, but we know how long that's going to last. It's probably already over. And then, of course, it was so hard for Julie to gain control over this group. They all were excited to see each other. They all knew of each other. They either knew each other or they knew of each other. So they were just wanted to talk, and Julie had a really hard time getting them just to sit down and listen. So that was kind of funny. And then, like I said, when the have-not room wouldn't open. So there's just some live TV fun stuff that occurred during that episode. Something I'd like to see, which I know a lot of other people would like to see, and even Rachel Riley mentioned it, I think, on our Facebook page recently, is we'd like to see an all-girls alliance this season. We haven't really seen that. In past seasons, we've seen one started and they always break apart within usually like 3 hours. Okay, maybe a little longer, sometimes maybe a week or so, but they don't make it very far. So something that's definitely something I'd love to see this season would be an all-girls alliance that lasts quite a bit longer than anyone has lasted in the past. And I think that it's possible we might see one this year. And then another thing I wanted to discuss is that there's not going to be any Big Brother After Dark this year, it looks like, on Pop TV. So that's something else fans seem to be pretty disappointed in and are complaining about on CBS's Facebook page and other places online. So I'm kind of missing Orwell the Owl from Big Brother After Dark, and I know a lot of people are too. So maybe they'll change their mind and add it. I doubt it, but you never know. And hopefully they'll have it again next season. I hope it's not gone forever. I hope maybe it's just because this is kind of a crazy situation with COVID and kind of a weird season. So a little upset about that. So we're just going to have to, of course, rely more on the live feeds this year. CBS did just announce there's going to be something called BB Rewind, which is going to be the official after show on Facebook Watch, I guess. And no, Jeff Schroeder's not going to be hosting this one, but there will be an episode like once a week, and they said it's going to air like a day or two after the live eviction show. So that should be interesting to watch that. And the first episode already aired, and that featured Derek, the winner of Big Brother 16. So just wanted to see what you guys think, what you think about the cast, who your favorite players are. Personally, I'm excited to see Keisha back. I'm pretty excited about Keisha and Tyler. Those are two, just to name one girl and one guy that I'm excited to see back. There's some other ones, of course I am. We'll get more into that in future videos. People that we're not too excited to see, like I said, for me, maybe Christmas would be one. Yeah, so anyway, I just wanted to get you guys' opinion and see what you think, and definitely leave me some comments and let me know what you're thinking and how you think that it's going to play out and who you want to win and anything that you can think of. So it's good talking to you, and I hope to see you guys again soon. Thanks.